Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's now quite old. It's very collectible now and is becoming increasingly more difficult to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. Now we are looking at the 1998 release by Corgi from their Corgi Classic James Bond collection. And this particular model is of the Citroen 2CV as it appeared in the movie For Your Eyes Only, and it also comes complete with a mini white metal hand painted figure of James Bond. And like I say, it's all based on the version of the vehicle that was seen in the movie For Your Eyes Only, which, as we all know, is James Bond 1981 spy film, the 12th film in the James Bond franchise, produced by Ian Productions, and it's the 5th to have starred Roger Moore as the MI6 agent James Bond. The film did have a lot of stars: Carol Bouquet, Cham Topol, Lynn Holly Johnson, and Julian Glover, and also quite importantly, this movie marked the directorial debut of John Glenn, who had previously served as film editor and second unit director on the previous films in the James Bond series. Now, the script For Your Eyes Only is primarily based on two Ian Fleming short stories. One of those was For Your Eyes Only, and the other one was Rizzico. Some elements of the plot were also inspired by the novels Live and Let Die, Goldfinger, and On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Now, the film follows James Bond as he attempts to locate a missile command system while becoming tangled in a web of deception spun by rival Greek smugglers along the Melina Havelock, who's a woman who's seeking to revenge the murder of her parents. So it's a back down to earth Bond film after the previous movie, which was Moonraker, which is very much science fiction. The producers wanted to get back to the style of the earlier Bond films, and so For Your Eyes Only was born. As with all the Bond films, a very popular movie again. Ran for a little over 2 hours, with a budget of $28 million for the entire production. And at the box office it took $195.3 million. So a huge return on the movie. $28 million was quite a large sum back in 1981, but obviously grossing back 195.3, it's well earned its money. And obviously there was lots of merchandise spun off from the movie, especially the die-cast models. And this particular model we're looking at today is obviously from that spun off from that movie. And this is the box that the model comes in, and it's got Corgi Classics 007, contains one die-cast model and hand-painted white metal figure, and then you can see an image of the actual model itself, and also an image of the James Bond figure. And it says James Bond Collection 007 65301 Citroen 2CV and James Bond figure set. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's just drop the box to the side. And there again, we got that image of the figure of Bond. It says Corgi Classics James Bond Collection 007, and again the image of the Citroen. It's got copyright 1962 007 and gun logo, copyright 1998 Eon Productions Limited and Mac and B Inc, all rights reserved. It says detailed scale model for the adult collector. Vehicle scale is 136 scale. End of the box, it says Corgi Classics James Bond 007 collection, Citroen 2CV and James Bond figure set 65301. The other side of the box, again, we got the same thing, the Corgi Classics and the Bond figure. James Bond Collection 007, the image of the model, copyright and licensing information at the bottom, detailed scale model for the adult collector, vehicle scale 136. And again, at the other end, it's a 007 Corgi Classics James Bond Collection 007, Citroen 2CV and James Bond figure set 65301. And on the bottom of the box, it's got not suitable for children under 14 years of age, made in China. You've got the barcode. Again, you've got the copyright information there, the licensing information, the trademark information, and so on. Okay, so that is the box. Let's open it up And let's have a good look at the model itself. Okay, so I've removed everything from the box, and this is what we've got. So we've got the model still there in the plastic container. We'll get into that in a moment. And we've got these other bits and pieces that comes with it, operating instructions, Corgi information there, and the top secret file there. And it also comes with this Corgi Classics with a 3-point star there. Now, back in the day, if you collected these bits you could tear off, and these points you could collect and then send away for a free model. So it says Corgi Classics Citroen 2CV and James Bond figure set 65301. It says since the first James Bond model, the Aston Martin DB5, was produced in 1965, Corgi has had a continual working relationship with the producers of the James Bond 007 movies. The James Bond collection celebrates the relationship by recreating some of the most famous models produced over the years. First released in 1978, the year after the release of the film The Spy Who Loved Me, the Strandberg Jet Ranger helicopter represents the original release with a black and yellow livery bearing Stromberg's crest, and also his 2 working rocket launchers. The model comes with a white metal figure of the character Naomi, as featured in the film in 1979. Corgi launched the James Bond space shuttle to coincide with the press review of Moonraker, in which it featured this detailed recreation of the original as its main feature. 2 large opening cargo doors, and when opened reveal a large satellite with hinged solar panels, and is released with a 54mm white metal figure of Hugo Drax. And 1981 saw the release of the James Bond Citroen 2CV from the film For Your Eyes Only. Featured prominently in the film, this 1/36 scale release recreates the original with an opening bonnet and an opening roof section, with the simulated canvas roof rolled back halfway. The model comes with a 54mm white metal figure of James Bond himself, and obviously that is this particular set we're looking at today. Okay, so that's the information card. Let's just move that out of the way. Now, what else have we got here? So we got the Corgi Classics Limited, and that's a little card for you to fill in and send away, and you could join the Corgi Club. I don't know whether that's still in date. Obviously, this is 1998, so it's a while ago. Operating instructions there: press down front wings to open bonnet. Okay, that's interesting. We need to remember that. And also we've got the top secret, highly confidential information. I don't know what's in here. Let's take it out and have a look. Oh, here we go. So it says Corgi Classics Citroen 2CV and James Bond figure 65301, and then again there's those 2 images, the same as what was on the box. It's got special edition James Bond collection 007, and you've got the copyright information at the bottom there. Turn it over. It says since the first James Bond, the Aston Martin DB5, was produced in 1965, Corgi's had a continuous working relationship with the producer of the James Bond 007 movies. Seems like it's almost the same as what was on the card inside the box. So the James Bond collection celebrates this relationship by increasing some of the most famous models produced over the years. Recreating, not really. 1981 saw the release of the James Bond Citroen 2CV from the film For Your Eyes Only. Featured prominently in this film, this 1/36 scale release recreates the original with an opening bonnet and an opening roof section, with the simulated canvas roof rolled back halfway. This model comes with a 54mm white metal figure of James Bond himself. And again, the James Bond collection 007 and the licensing information at the bottom. Okay, so that's the secret, top secret, highly confidential information in there. I'm not quite sure why they call that top secret, but there we are. Okay, so let's have a look at the figure and the car. So let's lift the plastic off, and let's take the model out, and also the figure, and let's move that out of the way. Okay, so we've got the Bond figure, which is all sealed up, so I can't actually open that, but let's zoom in and have a look at him. Does he look like Roger Moore? Well, he looks a bit like Roger Moore. I mean, for a white metal hand-painted figure, it's pretty damn good, actually. Let's zoom right in there. Well, the closer you get, yeah, I mean, you can tell it's Bond, but it's not really accurate to Roger Moore, but it's not a bad likeness for a miniature figure. And of course he is dressed in his evening suit with his dicky bow tie, and he's holding his classic pistol, which Roger Moore used when he was James Bond. In his white shirt there as well, his dicky bow tie, and he stands on a little base. 54mm is what it said the size of the figure is. Let's just see if that's right. That's exactly right, 54mm. And if we measure across, we are about 46mm. Oops, I don't think you can see that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we go. So about 46mm, or 4.6 centimeters, you can see there. And if we measure the depth of the figure, we're about 2 centimeters in depth. Okay, so that is the Bond figure. Nice little figure to have accompanying the model. Okay, so this is the Citroen 2CV V6 model vehicle. You can see it's nice bright yellow die-cast model. Now it all appears to be metal. Obviously the roof is plastic and it's rolled back. It doesn't open or close, it just simulates being rolled back. Obviously inside is all plastic. Most of it is metal in actual fact. Obviously the windows are plastic as well. The rest of it I think is all metal with just paint on it, obviously apart from the wheels are plastic and the tyres are rubber. But other than that, it's literally is all die-cast metal. So a nice model there. Functionalities, obviously we've got the free rolling wheels and we've got the pop-up bonnet. So if we heard it unclick there, and that's the bonnet. I'll just close it down and let's do it again. Oh, there we go. So there it goes. It pops up. So I probably didn't have it closed properly the first time. But there you can see the detailed engine underneath there. It is black, so it might be a little bit difficult to see. Let's add a little bit of light and see if we can. There we go. So you can see a little bit more inside there of how the engine looks. Okay, so again we just close it down, and let's just turn that light off because we get a little bit of a flickering effect there, and press the close it up and press the two wings down, and up pops the bonnet, and you can see inside. Okay, so that is the operating instruction, the operating of the opening of the bonnet, and obviously you've got the free rolling wheels. Okay, 1/36 scale. So we're measuring about 10.5 centimeters in length. If we measure the width across the widest part of the body, we're about 4.5 centimeters, which runs across the wheel guards really, which is the widest point. And if we measure from the bottom of the tyre to the top of the rolled back roof, it's 5 centimeters. And on the bottom it's got Corgi, made in China, Citroen 2CV V6. Okay, that is the model. Very, very delightful looking model, together with a James Bond figure. Really, really nice set. I did like these sets that came with the figures. The scale of the models were better than the smaller ones, and they just did look good. And with having the extra added bonus of having the figure with them, this one obviously is of James Bond, and some of the others come with different figures, as it said in the card that came with it in the first place. Okay, how well did these do back in 1998, I hear you ask? Well, Corgi models, they literally sell like hotcakes when they first come out, especially James Bond related, because Bond obviously is a very, very big franchise. An awful lot of collectors out as far as the Bond models are concerned, and when they come out they sell pretty much straight away. And these are adult models, these are for collectors, these are not models to be played with by children. These are age 14 and up, so they are collectors models really for display only. They don't have any real playability, although I suppose you could play with them if you wanted to. So yes, as with all the Corgi models, done rather well. I'm not sure the numbers. Obviously this was a re-release from the 1981 model, obviously repacked and comes with the Bond figure. The original one did not come with the Bond figure, and there was also different sizes of the original one. And for those of you that watch our videos regularly, you know that we have done videos on the original 1981 release of this particular model. Okay, let's move forward to 2025, which is where we are today. So we're going forward 27 years. Do these models come up for sale very often these days on the platforms? Yes, they do still pop up from time to time on the platforms, as do with most of the James Bond models. I suppose collectors have them, they end up getting bored with them, or it's time to scale down and move on, obviously as they're getting older. So they do pop up from time to time, not in any great quantity, I hasten to add. I did look on the platforms to see how many were available of this particular model. I did find about 2 or 3 which were being advertised as being like new, mint condition, still in the box, and I also found quite a few which were loose, which had been displayed and were without the Bond figure. There was also a couple of Bond figures being sold separately, so it depends what you're looking for. If you're not fussed whether it's in the box or not, then you can pick them up fairly easily. If you want one in mint condition in the box, then they are a little bit harder to find, but they do come up on the platforms if you are patient enough to wait and look. Now, alternatively, you don't need to go to a platform. You come straight to us at Midas Touch Toys and Collectibles. Now, these particular models are part of a shop buyout that we did just after COVID. There was a whole load of models and all sorts of different things on the shop floor that we bought out, and there was quite a collection of James Bond vehicles that were still on the shelf that were unsold. And this particular one was amongst that. Now I think we got 2 or 3 of this particular model, amongst many other James Bond models, which as of today, this particular one is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website. Now we are trying to make them all available as quickly as possible, so if you are looking for certain ones, please be patient, as we're trying to get them done as quickly as possible to make them available for you to purchase at your leisure. Okay, and this one, as of today, you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage James Bond models. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. It's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you'd be looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful vintage James Bond Citroen 2CV model with the James Bond figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.